We're going to switch gears now. We've been sitting and listening and so on and so forth, but we have in this room some of the smartest people I know, and the ones that I don't know, the people who've been sitting next to them have realized they're some of the smartest people already that they know, having met them today. So we're going to take advantage of that fact, and we're going to have this facilitated brainstorming that's going to go on, led by Meredith, Persily, Lamel, who, as I said, is going to be the benign dictator for the next couple hours. This is going to be an interactive activity. It's going to be an activity that gets you out of your chair and moving tables. You're going to be drawing, doodling, etc. We have done this before. Other people have done this process before, and I guarantee you that we're going to come up with some really interesting ideas, which we will get back to you, and we will get back to other people. We will also hear reporting in at the end, and then to close the day, before we have our reception, we're going to have a session that I will moderate with three very, very clever observers who've been observing all the conversations and presentations today, and we'll try to weave things together in a conclusion that might make even more sense than all the information that we've come across today. So this is the last part of the day, a very interesting part of the day, a very different part of the day, and I really urge you to give into it. Listen to Meredith. Some of you here have done some brainstorming we've done before. I know, Lynn, you were here last time we did it. It is surprisingly productive and fun. So with that, I'm going to introduce Meredith, who's going to take over.
Great. Thanks, Jim. As I'm talking, I'm actually going to ask all of you to stand up and take your things off your tables, please. And okay, and if the hosts could each go to their table. Okay, so find politics hosts, find the green one. Education hosts, find a blue table. And if the WTN volunteers, if you could please come to the tables and put the flip chart paper out as the tablecloths. As you can see, we're trying to be very efficient with time here, which is making the setup a little bit complicated. Okay. All right. So let me, as folks are getting things ready, as the volunteers are helping to set up the tables, let me just tell you all a little bit about how this is going to go. Okay, the table hosts are very prepared, and we have a really talented group of diverse individuals from all over the world who are going to be hosting the tables, and they're just going to ensure that the conversation keeps on going, but also that the conversations weave together. The goal is that all of these conversations will start building upon each other. So we're breaking up into 4 different themes, as you can see. So politics, employment, education, and income distribution. The themes that have been being talked about all day today. And you are allowed to move around the room. There will be 3 different rounds, okay? The first round, we're going to talk about the challenges related to the different themes. So if you're at the education table with Roe, you are going to be talking about the challenges related to education in this future of technological unemployment, okay? So we'll be talking about challenges. Then after the first round, it'll be about 30 minutes. You will switch to a new table. If you really want to go to another education table, that's fine. I'd encourage you to go to another table. If you want to stay within the same theme, that's fine. I'd encourage you to try out a different theme, okay? The next round, we're going to be talking about strategies or approaches, ways to address the challenges. Your host, your new host, will be updating you on the previous conversation, okay? So this is how the conversation builds, and you get an opportunity to bring the wisdom from your last table to the new table, and we're just going to keep on building on these ideas. So you'll be talking about ways to address these challenges. And then the last round is going to be on next steps. So what are the things, given the challenge, so you'll move to a new table, you'll learn about new challenges, new strategies, and then you're going to go into the next steps. The hosts are going to get together They are going to be pulling all this information together to help with the report out of this conference. So it's really important that you all contribute your best thinking, okay? So when I say collect all the materials, what does that mean? So you know how usually when you go to a meeting, there's someone who's up at a flip chart and they're the ones writing things out? This is a place where we want everybody's ideas to get documented. So instead, when you're sitting down, you'll see the paper is out on the table. There are markers, there are pens, there's Post-it notes and index cards. You should be writing during the conversation. Write down your own thoughts, questions you have, things that you're hearing from other people. So all the ideas that are getting generated as part of the conversation, you all need to document. Does that make sense? Okay. So Tom, what's your job at a table?
Job is to contribute ideas, listen, and document.
Absolutely. Great. So if you're inspired by blue Post-it notes with orange pens, write with those and stick them on, right? So just the hope is to just keep the ideas flowing and again, build on each other's ideas. In a cafe, so this is again the World Cafe methodology, there are a few key etiquette expectations, and so there's some sheets around the room that you can read some more on. But the key is to contribute your thinking and experience, listen to understand, right? So really try to understand what others are saying, so not just wait for your chance to contribute so that the ideas are built upon each other. Try to connect ideas, right? And it's not just connecting the idea in that current conversation, you're also trying to connect ideas from some of the previous conversations, okay? Look for insights, patterns, deeper questions. Everyone can ask questions of each other and contribute, okay? Are there any questions? Okay. Yes? They can, yes, they can write. You can't make anyone do anything here. This is going to be a voluntary process. I would encourage everyone to write on the large pieces of paper, the smaller pieces of paper. As a table host, if you feel like you're missing things, please remind folks to be writing things down because, again, that's going to be our documentation of the conversations, okay? After we're done with the 3 rounds, the table hosts are going to get together, compare notes across the themes, and then at 5, just so you all know, because there's a slight change from the agenda that you got earlier, from 5:15 to 5:45, we're going to have a report back in here from about all of the different themes. Okay? All right. So with that, it looks like the tables are all set up. Please go find a new table, sit with your host, and your host has the first question you'll be exploring.